Disney animation is really beautiful. If we look at the background or the foreground even, we can see some wonderful locations, and many of them are based in real life. There are real locations in the world that serve as at least the inspiration, if not out and out, the real thing.
Right, Disney's super well known for sending their artists out on these field trips in order to give them in order to give them an authentic feeling. You know, all these movies. I think it does a lot.
Yeah. So, like, for instance, from Finding Nemo, there were scuba trips involved. And I hope for Moana that a lot of animators are having wonderful vacations in Hawaii and not even beyond Hawaii, like Samoa, Fiji. Yes, that'd be, I want to do it. So once again, I'm very jealous of those people. But let's talk about some other real-life locations that inspired famous Disney locations that you may have seen in your favorite movies. The first of which is Sleeping Beauty. So this is what was used as Sleeping Beauty's castle in the movie. And we can move over to the real version, which is Neuschwanstein Castle, Bavaria, Germany. So this is the royal castle. It was built by Ludwig II of Bavaria in 1892 as a personal retreat and a tribute to Richard Wagner, his favorite composer. He is also known sometimes as the Swan King. He was an enthusiastic art patron, and he left some other beautiful structures throughout Bavaria. This is not a castle. This is Belle's little town. It's a quiet village every day,
life.
like the one before. It's full of little people waking up to say bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. It's actually based on Alsace, France, the small village square.
It was considered German, I think, for a while. Like it was in German hands for a long time. So you can see just the influence of that.
Yeah, politically German. So it is kind of a mishmash between the two cultures. Though I always thought that Beauty and the Beast was based on Paris, but you know what? Maybe that's more Hunchback of Notre Dame instead.
There is a lot of French influence for Beauty and the Beast, and originally the Beast was in like full on I think like 17th century court dress for Louis the 14th's court. This is a one.
So yeah, you may remember this wide establishing shot of Tangled, the Kingdom of Corona. It was actually inspired by Mont Saint-Michel in Normandy, France. So this is an island commune. It's also periodically cut off from the mainland due to rising tides. And it's a pretty defensible position. So this is, I think, Prince Eric's castle?
Yes, it is.
Erica knows.
I know Prince Eric's castle so well.
So it was inspired by Chateau de, please forgive my pronunciation, by the way, Chillon on Lake Geneva in Switzerland. It dates back to the Roman Empire and was used as kind of a guard through the Alps. Not only blah, 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 it's beautiful, but it makes a pretty good setting right there on the shore. Like right exactly on the shore where maybe a little mermaid could swim up.
It's really neat. But I noticed that in a lot of Disney designs, they tend to make their architecture rounder and kind of more welcoming and friendly.
Yeah.
So for a lot of these, you'll notice the towers have been kind of rounded off, and especially noticeable in that one.
So more recently, we have Frozen, which I'm a big fan of. Here is the Elsa's coronation scene. It is, I think there were several clues that the movie was based in Norway. And this church is also based in Norway. It is St. Olaf's Church, get it? Because that's the snowman's name, in Balestrand, Norway. Again, please forgive my pronunciation. So it was the English church, or it was known of that because its construction began by Margaret Green, an English woman who lived in the nearby mountains with a man she fell in love with. So she stayed with him. She was pretty pious, began building the church with him to establish her Anglican faith. But however, she died before it was completed. So we also have from Cars, which is technically Pixar. This is part of the city that it took place in, Radiator Springs. But it's actually based on the U Drop in Shamrock, Texas. A lot of it was based on Route 66 mainstays, such as this. It looks fake to me, but only because
it looks so great. It's just this beautiful Art Deco Americana.
Yeah, it did fall into disrepair after Route 66 was commissioned, but it is a National Art Deco architectural monument. So there you go. There is a place that is actually extremely fictional, Atlantis: The Lost Empire. I think in many depictions of Atlantis, you have to kind of decide what it looks like as opposed to having something that it could actually be based on, like Norway for Frozen or what have you. This is actually based on Angkor Wat in Angkor, Cambodia, though it doesn't look incredibly like it, I would say.
Oh man, but I mean, Angkor Wat is known for just the beautiful vines, the twining trees that have kind of woven it their way into the architecture. And out of all of these, I think this is the one that I want to visit the most.
And we have one more, which we should have started with because it is the oldest Disney, but you know what? Whatever. Snow White Castle. So this is actually the Queen's Castle, where the evil queen lived in, and it is based on Segovia Castle in Spain. It's a castle found in central Spain. It was used for hundreds of years by various Spanish monarchs until it was badly damaged in the 1860s. It stands on a cliff, and it has a shape similar to the prow of a ship. Yeah.
I think there should be like a Disney tour of the world. I'm surprised they don't have that already.
I would rather go on my own tour than a Disney-sanctioned one.
Well, yeah, but it's going to specifically take you to all the different places that you love from Disney films.
Well, on that note, I'm sure that many of these places have increased tourism after, it becomes clear of what they're based on, and this thing is so popular, and everyone loves it, and maybe it helps revitalize certain areas. I'm sure these castles are doing just fine, but I'm thinking more like Route 66. Yeah. So it's really interesting to see how these are really based. There are, of course, other locations that are more on the nose, such as, did you know the Forbidden City in Mulan is based in the Forbidden City?
Or that the bayou in Louisiana's of Princess and the Frog is actually the Louisiana Bayou,
where many frogs can be found to this day. But it is interesting to see these inspirations. Perhaps we'll see more in, we have The Good Dinosaur coming out from Pixar, and it is based on very specific places. Now it's been developed, but land masses in the Midwest of the United States, which seems really cool. And we also, again, have Moana, which is based on a real-world place as well, if not directly that. Audience, what is your favorite real-world Disney location, and is there anywhere that you wish actually existed? Let us know below in the comments, and please like and subscribe for more.